Now, the United States is reportedly considering drawing down or even removing its military forces from Saudi Arabia. Multiple reports say that the move is now under consideration over a growing rift over the war the Americans and the Israelis waged against Iran. The Wall Street Journal, citing American officials, have reported that the U.S. is now considering to reduce its military footprint in the Saudi kingdom. A Middle Eastern intelligence official reportedly has told the Times of Israel that relations between the two nations have substantially soured because of the war. Saudi Arabia refused to allow the U.S. the use of its bases to conduct Joint Project Freedom, which was aimed at breaking Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz by escorting stuck ships out of the channel. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, Riyadh's refusal to cooperate forced the U.S. to abort the mission. At the time, President Trump had claimed that it was progress in talks with Iran that led him to call off the initiative after just less than 2 days. The report has further added that a furious White House had threatened to hold back delivery of interceptors to Riyadh. Riyadh subsequently relented and Project Freedom resumed covertly. The reports say that the U.S. is now considering reducing its military presence in Saudi Arabia. The American Secretary of State Marco Rubio visited the Gulf last week, making stops in the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait and Bahrain, but did not visit Riyadh. A week earlier, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman turned down an invite to participate in the G7 summit in France, which was attended by Trump. Sources claimed that the decision was in protest of Washington's handling of the war. Now, Saudi Arabia had in fact lobbied Trump against launching the war, fearing that efforts to topple the Iranian government are not going to work and that Tehran would respond by shutting down the Strait of Hormuz, destabilizing the region and also damaging the global economy. After initial reluctance, the kingdom and other Gulf states allowed the United States the use of their bases for attacks against Iran. Saudi Arabia, in fact, even launched a number of its own airstrikes against the Iranian drone and missile sites. But Riyadh has also pushed for a diplomatic resolution to de-escalate the tensions. It has taken particular issue with continued Emirati attacks on Iran, fearing that this might put regional energy facilities at further risk. Abu Dhabi's hardline stance against Iran has further exacerbated tensions with Saudi Arabia. That have been bubbling for the past year. The United Arab Emirates pulled out of the Saudi-led OPEC in April. Now, Saudi Arabia has also pushed the United States during the war to drop its blockade of Iranian ports, something that Trump had refused to do until a deal was reached last month.